Hi everyone, welcome to Fearless Gray. I'm Jennifer Sloan, and today we are talking about 5 tips to make your college student or your new adult or your young adult financially savvy. Let's kick off our 5 tips to help your child be financially savvy. Number one is the cost of getting stranded in your car, having your car break down, having a flat tire when you're out on your own. So there's the cost of the fear, like, oh no, what am I going to do? There's the cost of trying to get people to take care of you. But then of course there's the cost of having your car towed, the cost of somebody changing your tire. And the number one thing you should do for that, I think I have been good about this, is make sure you join AAA. Tell all your children to join AAA, especially your daughters. There's nothing worse than being stranded. Just last month, my daughter's car was broken into, and she went to pick it up at night and didn't realize it, and it couldn't start. And it wasn't in the best neighborhood, but all we had to do was call AAA, and they came and took care of it for us. So the cost of not being prepared if there's a problem with your car. Number 2, the cost of having identity theft. The cost of identity theft is numerous. It's stress, it's the time to take care of it, but it's also financial. If you have to, pay someone to help you get it fixed. So the cost and the tip or the tool for that is to join LifeLock or another identity protection. But now let's delve into the money part of the cost. So number 3 is the number 3 tip to help your children be financially savvy is help them make a budget. And I've prepared a little PDF for you guys to use to give to your children to help prepare a minor budget. And I think that a lot of times we just don't even sit down and write it. We run it through our head. Okay, I have this much money coming in. If you think it from a student standpoint, I have this much money coming in. My parents are going to give me this much. I have a student loan. And so then we just kind of round it off in our head. But if they sit down and write it on a budget, it's really helpful. And then you get to your expenses. And I think if we don't write our expenses down, we're very much prone to underestimating them. Budget, I kind of made a list of every college expense overall that I could think of. And then there's the cost of school. And so the cost of school, like books and room and board, tuition, food, things like that. So that's also included in our budget. And then you can help your child go through, okay, this is what you're going to have coming in, this is your expenses, this is what your net is going to be each month. And I think it helps them visualize each month what they're spending. And even if we're helping our children a lot in college, I think it's good to do this budget because it starts realizing like the value of the education that you're putting into for them. So I'll attach in the link in the document, or in our stream, I'll attach a link to the PDF that I made that you guys can use for your children. So number 4, there are a lot of great financial apps that you can use to either, one, automatically down all your expenses into the app, and then you can look and see what you're spending. There's apps that you can put in, all right, I have $200, and every time you have an expense, it takes it out so you know exactly how much money you have. There's other apps that you can put in the budget and work off from that. So on our flip book, we made a flip book yesterday, if you recall, that's about how to adult. And I included an article in there about 5 different apps that you can use to start to track your finances. In some respects, our children have it a lot easier if they use these apps, because when we were younger, if we wanted to know our banking account, we had to be very good about our checkbook. We had to go to the bank. We couldn't go online or open up the app and see what our balance is at any one time. So, maybe we could even learn from them and start using some of these financial apps. So that's number 4. And number 4 is use some of the financial. Number 5 is talk about the cost of things with your child. I made some little videos here to show. So if we're talking about the cost of alcohol in college, I think the students take for granted like how much it costs when you're drinking in college. And so apparently the average for boys, put that up one more time, the average for boys drinking in college is 9 drinks a week, and the average for girls is 4 drinks a week, which to me those might seem a little off. But if we estimate it $3 a week, $3 a drink, 9 drinks a week, that's $1,296 a year for drinking. So 9 drinks a week, $3 a drink, $1,296 a year for drinking. And I calculated, I think that is working 10 hours a month if they were making $10 an hour just to pay for alcohol. Now, of course, there's flexibility. Like the drinks might be more expensive. You might be drinking more or less. I think 9 seems high, hopefully. And 4 might seem low for girls, depending on where for me, 3 of my children went to like the top 10 party schools. Yahoo! So it might have been low. But I think our children don't think about the cost of like when they're going out, because big part of college is like having fun and getting into the college scene. The cost of that is pretty significant if you think that they're working $10 a month just to pay for drinking. Then so that's one cost that I think it would be good to talk about. The other cost is the cost of student loans. And let's just say your student gets out of college with $30,000 in student loans. What they don't realize is when they pay that off over the next 10 years, the amount that they're paying back is $40,000. So right there, you're paying an extra third off the 30s, up to $40,000 just for your college education. And the compounding effect of what they're paying for, I think it's good to sit down and say, all right, if you're going to do a loan, let's calculate what this is actually going to be. And if you wanted some tools to calculate how much a student loan is going to be from the day you start paying to the end, I included an article in our flip book about future value of money. If you have any questions how to use it, you can message me. Like I said, I am a CPA. I know every stereotype of a CPA I possess. Not too, but I can help you figure out the future value of a student loan. All right, then the third cost that I wanted to calculate for our kids is the cost of Starbucks. And let's do that over the life, because I think they don't realize how these things add up. So if they have 4 drinks a week at $3 a drink, and if we assume the cost value of money is 6% a year, over their lifetime for 40 years, they will spend $26,000 at Starbucks, which a lot of kids, that's their first year of work. So they're gonna work one entire year just to pay for their Starbucks coffee. So I think it's good for you guys to sit down with your students and let's calculate just an expense you don't really think about and think, how much is that gonna cost over your life? I mean, even $26,000 in some respects doesn't sound horrible, but if you think about working an entire year just to pay for your morning coffee habit, and that's 4 days a week, I think that's, if we start working through these concepts with our kids about the actual cost of money, I think it'll change the way they look at it. A friend of mine told me her son figured this out, and I just think it's a really great tip to wrap up our 5 tips. He said that he realized that it's a lot easier to not spend money than it is to earn it. And I think that's the main, if we can, drill that into our kids as they head off to college, it's easier not to spend it than it is to earn it. I think that's a really good tip. Okay, so our flamingo lingo of the day is find financial balance. Anyways, if you like this show, make sure you FLAX it. I thought of this great acronym, I think. So FLAX is follow, like, comment, share. FLAX, isn't that cute? Whatever. If you like it, make sure you FLAX it. Flack on. See you later.